Ever found yourself deep in a game, maybe exploring some huge open world, and, a character does something totally unexpected? So smart, so perfectly timed. You actually paused and thought, whoa, hang on. That felt almost too real.
Yeah. Like maybe an NPC remembered some tiny thing you did hours ago.
Exactly. Or the world itself just shifts,
Hmm.
reacts around you like it's actually alive, adapting to what you're doing.
Right.
Well, you're not imagining things.
Eh.
And you're definitely not alone in feeling that. What you're seeing, what you're feeling, is this quiet but honestly incredibly powerful revolution happening. Artificial intelligence in gaming.
So today, that's what we're doing. A deep dive into this really fascinating, fast-moving world. And look, we're not just talking about making the bad guys smarter, though. Yeah, that's part of it.
Sure, that's a classic example.
But this is bigger. It's a fundamental reshaping, how games are thought up, how they're actually built, how they're played, and maybe most importantly, how you, the player, experience them. It's changing the whole fabric of these virtual worlds. And to help you get your head around this rapidly evolving frontier, we've really gone deep into a pretty wide stack of sources. We've spent time unpacking these comprehensive industry reports, digging through market analyses, looking at detailed developer surveys from big names like Google Cloud and the Harris Poll.
Okay.
Beyond that, we've pulled in insights directly from leading tech and gaming companies, folks like Oi Labs, App Inventive, Enablis, Kururu Games, WebOsmotic, Genius Great, Blazing CDN, a whole range.
A lot of ground covered then.
Definitely. And what's really compelling, I think, is how deeply this tech is already woven into the games you might be playing right now. You might not even notice it sometimes.
Right.
And how it's setting the stage for experiences that, honestly, are probably going to blow your mind in the pretty near future. Which kind of raises the question, doesn't it? What does smarter gaming actually look like when you pull all these threads together?
Yeah, exactly. So our mission today is basically to give you that shortcut, to get you genuinely well-informed about AI in gaming. We're going to explore how AI is touching, well, pretty much every aspect. Hyper-realistic characters, worlds that evolve, really personalized gameplay. Even the whole process of making the games is changing. We'll get into the amazing benefits, the exciting future, and of course, you have to talk about the challenges, right? Some critical things to consider with tech this powerful. The AI takeover. A new era in gaming. Okay, so let's kick things off. Let's set the scene a bit. The gaming industry right now, it's going through this evolution, really unprecedented, unlike anything we've seen before. And right at the heart of it, AI is the engine. It's driving this massive shift.
Yeah.
It's not some, far-off sci-fi idea anymore. AI is here. It's a real game changer right now, changing how we interact with these worlds.
You really hit on something key there with the now part. Because if we connect this to the bigger picture, this isn't just happening randomly, right?
Yeah.
It's driven by a few powerful things coming together. First, gamers like you just want more. More enthralling, immersive, really adaptive adventures. People are demanding deeper stories, worlds that feel alive.
They expect more now.
They absolutely do, and that pushes developers. At the same time, competition between studios is fierce. Everyone, indie teams, AAA giants, they're all looking for that edge. How do we innovate faster? How do we make something truly captivating? AI gives them that edge.
Okay, so demand and competition.
And the third piece is the tech itself.
Yeah.
AI, especially generative AI, has matured incredibly quickly. The tools are more powerful, they're more accessible, easier to integrate. So advanced AI isn't just a dream, it's practical now. And that combination, it's really pushing game development forward. It lets them create these much more adaptive, personalized experiences. A lot of people are calling it a new era. Almost limitless possibilities,
Yeah.
And just to give a sense of scale on that demand, our sources point to this huge surge in online gaming since around 2020, partly pandemic-driven, sure.
Right, that makes sense.
It's leveled off a bit now, but we're still talking about, globally, over 2.5 billion active gamers. That's a massive number.
9.5 billion. Wow.
Yeah, and that huge base is constantly pushing for more innovation, more AI-driven content to keep them engaged, keep them surprised.
And when you talk about fueling demand, the money involved, I mean, the numbers really just underline how huge this shift is. We're seeing an exploding market, no question. The whole gaming industry, globally, as of early 2025, worth something like $372 billion. And it's projected to hit over $541 billion by 2029.
Just staggering numbers.
Absolutely. But then you zoom in just on AI and game development. That specific market is estimated at, what, USD 2.6 billion in 2025?
Yeah.
But the growth trajectory, That's what's eye-opening. It's expected to shoot up to USD 25.3 billion by 2034.
Okay, wow.
Growing at a compound annual growth rate, a CAGR, of nearly 29%. That's not just growth, that's
Yeah.
an explosion.
That kind of number signals a really profound change. And what's really telling, I think, is how developers themselves feel about it. There's this overwhelming consensus.
Right, what are they saying?
That Google Cloud and Harris Poll study found 97%, almost all developers believe generative AI is already reshaping how games get made.
97%.
Yeah. And digging into that, over 90% say AI drives innovation on their teams, helps them find new gameplay ideas, new solutions. 95% report it cuts down on those repetitive, tedious tasks.
The grunt work.
Exactly, frees up their time. And 94% confirmed it opens up totally new creative avenues, things they couldn't realistically do before because it was just too resource intensive.
So it's not just hype. They're actively using it and seeing benefit.
Absolutely. These aren't just abstract feelings. It's a real industry-wide embrace. And regionally, Asia-Pacific looks set to dominate this market, accounting for maybe 45% of the global revenue in 2025.
Why is that?
Well, partly it's the huge gaming population there, especially mobile and online. Plus, they're making really rapid advancements in AI research and adoption.
Yep.
But even just looking at the U.S. market, it's projected to grow from maybe $0.6 billion in 2025 to over $5 billion by 2034. Still a huge growth rate.
Yep.
And you see this reflected in investments too, right? Companies like Latitude doing AI-generated infinite stories, they got $3.3 million in funding. Osmo, which does interactive play stuff, they secured $32.5 million. Gosu Data Lab, analyzing game data for player skill improvement using AI, got $5 million.
So the money's flowing in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It shows real confidence from investors. It's not just pie-in-the-sky stuff. It's practical applications getting funded right now.
Yeah.
AI's impact on game creation, from concept to code.
Okay, so it's clear AI is a massive force in the market, a huge investment area.
Yeah.
Let's pivot a bit. Let's talk about how it's actually changing the nuts and bolts of making games.
Right.
Because this is where it gets really fascinating for me. It's not just the player side. It's reshaping how games are built, right from the concept stage.
Yeah, fundamentally.
Think about building these massive, detailed virtual worlds. We're talking about building worlds beyond imagination, largely through something called procedural content generation, PCG.
Ah, yes, PCG. Crucial stuff.
AI lets games create these huge dynamic worlds without someone having to manually place every tree, every rock.
Exactly. It automates so much.
Which obviously cuts down development time hugely.
Yeah.
But also gives players potentially endless replayability. Every time you play, it could be different.
Precisely. And the how behind it is pretty clever. These AI algorithms aren't just random, they follow rule sets to generate everything. Maps, levels, environments, 3D objects, characters, even music, and quests.
So it understands context.
To a degree, yes. It simplifies this incredibly complex asset creation process that modern games need. Think about No Man's Sky, right? That entire universe, billions of planets, creatures, all generated by AI algorithms, or even Minecraft. It's endless landscapes, caves, rivers. That's PCG creating a unique world every single time.
Right.
And developers see the value. That the Statista report mentions 65% believe PCG improves player retention because there's always something new to find. And, bonus, it cuts development costs.
Makes sense.
There's also a different kind of example, like AI Dungeon 2. It's text-based, but uses OpenAI's GPT-3 model to generate infinite interactive stories based on what you type.
So the story writes itself as you play.
Pretty much. It reacts with surprising coherence. It really pushes the idea of a story from something fixed to something constantly evolving with the player.
Okay, so that's world building and narrative. Now, let's talk about something maybe less glamorous, but essential. Testing.
Ah, QA, yes.
Traditionally, testing games is, well, a nightmare, right? Super time-consuming, manual, expensive, drives developers crazy trying to find every bug.
It's a massive bottleneck, and that's exactly where AI comes in, again, revolutionizing things. Instead of humans clicking through everything for months, AI-powered bots can run thousands, millions of simulations, just playing the game over and over incredibly fast.
Trying to break it, basically.
Exactly. They scour the environment looking for glitches, inconsistencies, performance drops, things human testers might miss or take ages to find. Ubisoft, for example, uses AI heavily in their QA.
How does that work?
Their AI systems can quickly find bugs, categorize them, reducing the time spent debugging significantly. This lets their human testers focus on more subtle stuff, like game balance or feel.
Right, the subjective things.
Precisely. Reports suggest AI testing can cut development cycles by up to 40%. That means faster releases and hopefully more polished games.
Fewer day one patches. But
The dream. Specifically, AI is great at catching things like collision bugs, characters walking through walls.
oh, yeah.
Corrupted textures, performance issues that cause frame drops. It ensures a higher level of polish before launch. And this isn't minor. The AI market growth we talked about, a big chunk of that is driven by AI-based testing becoming standard practice.
So AI is building the worlds, testing them, and it's also becoming like a developer's assistant, helping with coding, asset creation.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like having this super smart intern who does all the repetitive, necessary work.
Right.
Think about tools like Unity's AI asset generators. Instead of an artist manually making 50 slightly different rocks, AI can generate them based on style guides and parameters. Super fast iteration makes environments look richer, more diverse, much quicker.
And coding.
Similar idea. Tools like OpenAI's Codex can generate code snippets or even find errors and suggest fixes. Developers spend less time writing boilerplate code, more time on the unique creative logic.
That sounds incredibly useful.
It is. Deloitte estimates AI-assisted development can cut costs by up to 30%. That's huge. But the real insight, the big deal, is it frees up developers to focus on creativity, storytelling, innovative mechanics, not just repetitive tasks.
Right. More focus on the fun stuff.
Exactly. Which leads to faster production, yes, but potentially more creative exploration, too. Some people predict, maybe in 5-10 years, over half of game development could be AI-driven in some way.
Wow.
Which could really empower smaller teams. Imagine indie studios being able to create massive, detailed games that previously only AAA studios could afford. It could level the playing field.
Interesting. Okay, so beyond the core stuff, there's another piece, often overlooked but crucial. Localization. Getting games translated for a global audience.
Oh yeah, that used to be another massive bottleneck. Super complex, expensive, easy to get wrong.
Why bad translations can kill immersion.
Absolutely, especially with that 2.5 billion player global audience. You need good localization. AI-powered tools are changing this dramatically.
How so?
They use advanced techniques like neural-machine translation, NMT, which understand context much better than older methods. They can translate dialogue, menus, descriptions much faster and often more accurately.
Can they handle nuance, like humor or character voice?
They're getting much better at it. They learn from huge data sets of existing translations. They can help maintain consistency, ensure text fits the UI, even adapt cultural references sometimes. It's not perfect, needs human oversight, but it massively speeds things up.
So it makes global releases easier.
Definitely. And cheaper. Remember that Google Cloud study, 45% of developers cited AI for localization as a key use case. It means more people get to play games in their own language, which is fantastic. Breaks down barriers. 3, transforming the player experience. Gaming that adapts to you, your god.
Okay, let's pivot now. We've talked a lot about the making of games. Let's unpack this from your perspective, the player's perspective. Because one of the biggest shifts AI is bringing is how characters act. NPCs, non-player characters, they're being totally reimagined.
This is where it gets really noticeable for players, yeah.
They're not just, cardboard cutouts following simple paths anymore. They're dynamic, they seem realistic, they adapt to what you do in real time. It makes encounters feel genuinely unique.
It's a huge leap from the past. Traditional NPCs were so predictable, right? Learn their patrol, learn their attack, exhaust their 3 lines of dialogue.
Exactly. They felt like props.
But modern AI characters, they can react emotionally, tactically, based on what's happening around them and what you are doing. Think about The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh yeah, the enemies there are terrifyingly smart.
Right. They communicate, they flank you, they react if their buddy goes down, they adapt their strategy. It feels less like fighting code and more like fighting thinking opponents.
It really ups the tension.
Or Red Dead Redemption 2. The NPCs in that world have their own lives, their own schedules, emotions. They react differently depending on the time of day, the weather, how you treat them.
It makes the world feel so much more alive.
Exactly. And the industry is investing heavily here. Newser research suggests 70% of developers are putting resources into AI character design specifically to boost immersion.
70% is a lot.
And MIT research. It indicates these smarter, more adaptive NPCs can increase player engagement by maybe 40%. It fundamentally changes how you connect with the game world.
And it's not just the individual characters, right? It's the whole story structure that's changing too. We're moving away from these rigid linear plots.
The A to B to C narrative.
Towards stories that genuinely shift and evolve based on your choices. Your decisions actually matter and branch the narrative.
The mechanics behind this are getting really sophisticated. AI systems track your choices, big dialogue ones, sure, but also smaller gameplay actions, and adapt everything in real time. Dialogue changes, quest lines divert, character relationships shift.
Like Detroit, Become Human.
Perfect example. Almost every little thing you do in that game can ripple outwards and change the ending dramatically for the characters.
Yeah, the flowchart for that game is insane.
Or think about The Witcher 3 or Telltale's The Walking Dead series. They remember your choices across huge spans of gameplay, influencing how the world and characters react to you later on.
It makes your playthrough feel unique.
Absolutely. It's like that interactive show Black Mirror, Bandersnatch, but on a much bigger, more integrated scale within the game world itself. And beyond just branching paths, AI can create deeper emotional connections by enabling NPCs to react not just to what you did, but the implications of what you did.
Okay, so smarter characters, smarter stories. And visually, here's where it gets really interesting for your eyes, right?
Yeah.
AI is pushing graphics towards this stunning realism. Animations, too. It's blurring the lines.
The tech here is really impressive. NVIDIA's DLSS deep learning supersampling is a prime example.
How does that work? Exactly.
Okay, so rendering games at super high resolutions is incredibly taxing on hardware, right?
Hey, you need a beast of a machine.
DLSS uses AI, neural networks trained on massive data sets of ultra high-res images. Instead of rendering every single pixel at, say, 4K, the game renders at a lower resolution, maybe 1080p or 1440p.
Okay, less demanding.
Right. Then, the AI intelligently upscales that image to 4K. It predicts what the missing pixel should look like based on its training, filling in the detail with remarkable accuracy.
So you get 4K-like quality, but with better performance.
Exactly. Smoother frame rates, sharper images without needing the absolute top-end graphics card. It makes high-fidelity gaming more accessible.
That's huge. And animations.
AI is improving those too. AI-driven motion capture processing can take raw mocap data and make character movements smoother, more natural, more expressive. Less uncanny valley, more lifelike. Plus, AI helps mimic real-world physics better. Collision detection so things don't clip through each other awkwardly. Realistic fluid dynamics for water or smoke. Convincing ragdoll physics when characters fall.
Right. Adds to the believability.
Totally. And the market for AI-driven animation is growing fast, according to Mordor Intelligence. It's becoming central to achieving that next level of visual realism.
Okay, now let's shift gears slightly. Fair play and fierce competition. Esports is massive now. How is AI involved there?
Oh, deeply. Both for helping players improve and for keeping things fair.
How does it help players?
There are AI-powered analytics tools like SenpAI or Mobalytics. They analyze your gameplay in competitive games like League of Legends or Valorant.
What do they tell you?
They spot weaknesses in your playstyle, suggest better strategies or item builds, even try to predict what your opponents might do. It's like having an AI coach. And we've seen AI reach incredible levels. OpenAI's 5 AI famously beat top professional Dota 2 teams. It showed AI can master incredibly complex strategic games.
So AI can out-strategize humans now.
In certain contexts, absolutely. And the esports industry, projected to hit nearly $2 billion by 2025, relies on this kind of tech for broadcasts, analysis, and player development. But maybe even more critical is AI's role in fighting cheating.
Ah, yes, the anti-cheat battle.
Yeah.
Always ongoing.
And AI is a powerful weapon. These systems use machine learning to analyze huge amounts of gameplay data in real time, looking for patterns that indicate cheating aimbots, wall hacks, that sort of thing.
So it spots behavior that isn't humanly possible.
Essentially, yes, or statistically improbable. Systems like Riot's Vanguard or Activision's Ricochet are constantly learning and adapting to new cheats. A 2024 report estimated AI anti-cheat could cut in-game fraud by maybe 70%.
That would make a huge difference to multiplayer.
Absolutely. And even in single player, AI makes opponents smarter, not just scripted routines, but enemies that adapt to your tactics. Things that Alien in Alien. Isolation.
Oh, God, yes. Terrifying.
Because it learns from you, it tracks you, changes its patterns based on how you try to hide or fight back. It keeps you constantly on edge because it's unpredictable. MIT found that kind of dynamic AI opponent can boost engagement by 40%.
Okay, so beyond visuals and opponents, what about communication? Voice chat interaction? AI is improving that too.
Yeah, making it more seamless. AI voice assistants and chatbots are getting better at handling in-game support or even enabling interactions.
I love voice commands.
Exactly. Imagine quickly saying, use health potion, instead of fumbling for a key in the middle of a fight. makes things more intuitive, especially in VR or fast-paced games.
Hmm.
And dialogue systems are improving. Games like Star Wars Jedi, Fallen Order use AI to make conversations with NPCs feel a bit more natural, less like just clicking through dialogue trees.
Right.
Gartner actually predicts AI support bots will handle something like 85% of player support inquiries by 2026, frees up human support for trickier issues.
85%.
Wow. And looking ahead, real-time language translation using AI. Imagine playing with teammates anywhere in the world, and the game translates your voice chat instantly.
That would be incredible for global communities.
Microsoft actually did this in Minecraft Education Edition back in 2022, letting students collaborate across language barriers. The potential for breaking down communication walls is huge.
And finally, connecting this all to VR and AR. AI must be crucial for making those experiences feel real.
Absolutely essential. AI enhances VRR in so many ways. It improves motion tracking, making your movements feel more accurately represented in the virtual space, reducing that disconnect or motion sickness.
Okay.
It improves object interaction, picking things up, manipulating controls feels more natural because the physics are AI enhanced, and real-time simulations become more believable. Environments react, characters respond intelligently.
Like in Half-Life, Alex.
Exactly. That game's physics and interactions felt so incredibly real, largely thanks to sophisticated AI managing it all behind the scenes.
Makes sense.
And this deep integration is driving the market. VR gaming is projected to be massive, maybe $90 billion by 2028, maybe $45 billion by 2030. The numbers vary, but the trend is clear. AI is key to making these virtual worlds feel truly present and engaging. Noretta's 4. The road ahead. Future trends and innovations.
Okay, so we've looked at how AI is changing things now, but what about the road ahead? What does this all mean for the future of gaming? You mentioned generative AI earlier.
Yeah.
That seems like it's only going to get bigger, right? Infinite content.
Oh, absolutely. Generative AI is likely to remain a dominant trend, maybe the dominant trend. Its potential goes way beyond just creating landscapes like No Man's Sky, as amazing as that is.
So what else can it do?
We're talking about AI crafting truly personalized narratives on the fly, designing dynamic missions, side quests, tailored specifically to how you play, what you enjoy, even changing the game environment subtly or dramatically based on your actions.
So the game world actually evolves around you.
That's the vision. Advanced AI models, like the latest from OpenAI or DeepMind, are heading towards NPCs that can hold genuinely realistic, nuanced conversations. They'll remember past interactions, adapt their personality.
Like talking to a real person, almost.
Getting closer.
Yeah.
Not just pre-scripted lines, but emergent dialogue. And developers are banking on this. Remember, 67% believe AI will be crucial for automating this kind of content generation to meet player demand for constant newness.
Wow.
Imagine games that literally rewrite parts of their story, invent new challenges just for you based on how you're playing. Every single playthrough could feel radically different, like a personal game master.
That sounds incredible. Okay, what else is big on the horizon? Cloud gaming is taking off. How does AI fit in there?
AI is critical for making cloud gaming work well. Platforms like Xbox Cloud Gaming or NVIDIA GeForce now use AI constantly behind the scenes to manage the stream. AI enhances the quality, reduces lag, dynamically adjusts the resolution based on your internet speeds second by second. It tries to keep the experience smooth even if your connection wobbles.
Okay, optimization.
Exactly. And technologies like DLSS, the AI upscaling we talked about, that's huge for cloud gaming. It means the servers can render the game at a lower resolution, saving power and bandwidth, but the AI on your end, or potentially on the server, makes it look sharp and high-res.
So you get a good experience without needing amazing internet or a powerful local machine.
That's the goal. AI also helps optimize server loads, distributing players efficiently across data centers to minimize latency in multiplayer games. The bottom line: AI makes high-end gaming accessible on almost anything with a screen and a decent connection. It removes the hardware barrier for millions.
Right. Now, something a bit more out there, maybe, blockchain, NFTs. How does AI intersect with these new kinds of game economies?
It's an interesting and, yes, sometimes controversial area, but AI has a role to play even here.
Like what?
Well, AI can help secure transactions on these blockchain platforms, detect fraud or market manipulation. It can also help analyze market trends and player behavior to optimize the valuation of NFTs or other digital assets within the game.
So it helps manage these virtual economies.
To some extent, yes. Games like Axie Infinity are already using AI in different ways to help maintain their play-to-earn ecosystems. Bloomberg Intelligence actually predicts AI-integrated blockchain gaming could be a $50 billion industry by 2030.
50 billion?
Yeah, significant potential seen there. The idea is AI analyzes player data, what they buy, what they play, how they trade to predict preferences. Developers could then use that to create more targeted content drops, personalized offers, making these economies more dynamic.
Hmm. Okay, moving from economies to emotions.
hmm
You mentioned emotionally intelligent worlds earlier. That sounds intense. Worlds that react to your mood.
It's definitely a frontier. The idea is future AI could detect player emotions, maybe through your voice tone in chat, facial expressions via a webcam or VR headset, maybe even physiological responses like heart rate if you're using wearables.
Seriously?
It's being researched. Sony patented tech for AI emotion recognition in gaming. Imagine the game noticing you're frustrated and offering a helpful hint, or seeing you're excited and ramping up the challenge.
So the game adapts to your emotional state.
Potentially, yes. Offering comfort, intensifying challenges, making the experience feel incredibly personal and empathetic. The market for this emotion AI in gaming is expected to grow significantly, maybe 25% annually. It could lead to games that connect with us on a whole new level.
That's a lot to think about. With all this change, what happens to the developers, the human creators? Is AI changing their jobs?
It's absolutely changing their jobs. It's a major shift in skills and roles.
How so?
Developers aren't just coding in the traditional sense anymore. They're becoming more like architects of intelligence. They're teaching the game how to think, how to learn, designing the AI systems that drive these dynamic experiences.
So new skills are needed.
Definitely. We're seeing new roles emerge, AI engineers, AI content designers who specifically work with these generative tools. That survey showed 56% of developers say the responsibilities have already expanded to include AI tasks.
So it's not about replacement, but transformation.
Exactly. It's augmentation. But it means professionals need to keep learning, keep adapting, understanding how to work with AI, how to prompt it effectively, how to fine-tune its output. These are becoming essential skills. AI is becoming a core tool in the creative toolbox. Mine are 5. Navigating the new frontier. Challenges and ethical considerations.
Okay, we've covered a ton of ground on the potential, the future. It's exciting stuff. But
Oh.
here's where it gets, as you said, maybe a bit thorny. We have to talk about the challenges, the ethical side of all this powerful AI in gaming.
Absolutely crucial conversation to have. It's not all smooth sailing.
And one of the biggest ones seems to be this IP dilemma, right? Intellectual property. If an AI makes something, who owns it?
This is a massive, tangled question, and the law is still catching up. As AI gets better at creating assets, music, characters, even story ideas,
Yeah.
the lines of ownership just get incredibly blurry.
Right.
If an AI generates, say, a really cool monster design based on prompts from a developer, using an engine from a tech company, trained on data from thousands of artists, who owns the copyright on that monster?
Yeah, good question. The prompter. The AI company, the original artists.
Exactly. And developers are worried. That study showed 63% are concerned about this. It really raises the question, how do we create fair rules and policies? We need guidelines that protect creators and studios but don't stifle innovation.
It's a balancing act.
A really tricky one. Without clarity, you risk legal battles or people being afraid to use the tech to its full potential.
Okay, so IP is one big issue. Another one that feels closely related, especially with all the personalization, is data privacy. These AIs need data, our data, to work, don't they?
They absolutely do, and that's a huge point for every player. AI personalization, adaptive difficulty, behavior tracking, it all relies on collecting and analyzing vast amounts of player data.
What kind of data?
Everything. How you play, what you buy, who you talk to, your decisions, maybe even biometric data from controllers or headsets in the future.
Wow.
And that naturally sparks concerns. Could this data be misused, sold? Could we be tracked without realizing it? Could AI develop biases based on the data, maybe disadvantaging certain player types?
Especially with rules like GDPR.
Exactly. Strict regulations like GDPR and CCPA put real responsibilities on companies. And developers know this 35% cited player data security as a major risk. It means they have to prioritize ethical practices.
Like what?
Transparency is key. Telling you clearly what data is collected, why, and how it's used. Robust security to protect it. And critically, real opt-in consent. You, the player, need control over your information.
Right. Okay, let's talk about the human element more broadly. As games get more immersive, more engaging thanks to AI, is there a risk of increased addiction?
That's a serious concern, yeah. AI's ability to create these perfectly tailored experiences, constantly adapting reward loops, it could potentially heighten the risk of addiction for some players.
So what can be done?
Developers have an ethical responsibility here, thinking about responsible design, maybe implementing optional time limits, clear warnings, perhaps even AI systems that gently nudge players towards taking breaks if they detect unhealthy patterns.
And what about harmful content? If AI is generating stuff, could it generate offensive things?
Another major risk, especially with generative AI becoming more autonomous. Without careful controls and moderation, AI could potentially generate content that's offensive, biased, promotes harmful stereotypes, or is inappropriate for younger players.
So strong filters and human oversight are still needed.
Absolutely essential. Strict age gating, robust content filters, ongoing moderation, it's crucial. Which brings us to a deeper point. Can AI truly replace human creativity?
Yeah, the big question.
And I think the answer, currently and likely for a long time, is no. AI can generate amazing things, visuals, code, text. It can follow patterns. It can combine existing ideas in novel ways. But does it have genuine emotion, original intent, deep cultural understanding, intuition?
Probably not.
Right? It lacks that spark, that human experience that leads to truly compelling narratives, characters that resonate deeply, art that evokes complex feelings. AI is an incredibly powerful tool, maybe the ultimate co-creator or assistant, but it doesn't have a soul. It can't replace the unique human touch that gives games their heart.
Well put. Okay, finally, just briefly, what about practical hurdles? Is implementing all this AI easy or cheap?
Definitely not always easy or cheap, especially for smaller studios.
Yeah.
There are real practical challenges.
Oh,
High implementation costs are a big one. You need specialized AI talent, which is expensive. You need significant computing power for training and running these models. That's a major investment.
right?
Getting enough high-quality training data can also be hard. Data needs to be clean, relevant, and crucially, unbiased, which is a challenge in itself.
And the existing teams.
They need retraining. Developers, artists, QA testers. They all need to learn new tools, new workflows, how to collaborate effectively with AI. So while AI might save costs in the long run through efficiency, these upfront hurdles cost data retraining can definitely slow down adoption, especially for studios without deep pockets.
Outro. So what does this all mean as we wrap up this deep dive? It's clear AI isn't just some tech buzzword in gaming. It's this profound transformative force, isn't it?
It really is, touching everything.
Yeah, for how these intricate worlds get built, how characters behave with this startling realism, how stories unfold around you, even how games get tested. AI is fundamentally changing things. It's making games smarter, more immersive, incredibly personal for you, the player, pushing the boundaries of what we even thought was possible in interactive entertainment.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this evolution, it feels like it's only just getting started. These blurring lines between the game and reality, AI is driving that, creating worlds that don't just react but feel genuinely alive, responsive to your decisions, maybe even your emotions down the line.
Yeah.
Imagine that future where the virtual world truly remembers everything you do, not just in one game session, but maybe permanently. Constantly evolving around you personally, it really raises an important question, doesn't it?
Which is,
As these games become truly alive, learning, adapting, what new responsibilities do we take on as players, as creators? Responsibilities for these worlds we're inhabiting and shaping, knowing they're becoming something more than just code. They're becoming responsive entities.
wow, that's a really deep thought to end on, a future that's maybe closer than we think. So as you head into your next gaming session, maybe keep an eye out, right? Look for those subtle AI touches, or maybe the not so subtle ones, that are making your experience richer, more dynamic. You might just be playing with the future right now.